Have you ever felt like your world was completely falling apart? Like everything you had worked for, everything you had built, was suddenly reduced to nothing but ash. It's a feeling of profound loss, a heavy weight that seems to crush the very air from your lungs. We've all faced moments that test the limits of our endurance, moments that leave us feeling broken and lost. Tonight, I want to share a story with you, but this isn't a story about unbreakable strength or about never falling down. It's a story about rebirth. It's about the quiet, profound power that lies in the aftermath of devastation. Because sometimes, when life burns everything down, it's not just destroying, it's clearing the way for something new, something beautiful, something stronger to emerge from the ruins. It's about finding the courage to rise again, not in spite of the fire, but because of it. In a quiet, secluded village, nestled among ancient mountains, there lived a woman named Elara. Her life had once been full of color and laughter, a tapestry woven with threads of love and joy. But a cruel twist of fate had unraveled it all. She had lost everything she held dear: her family, her home, her sense of hope. The world she knew had vanished, leaving behind a cold, gray landscape of ash and memory. Each morning, Elara would walk to the place where her home once stood. She would sit among the remnants, the physical proof of her loss, and let the silence envelop her. The air felt heavy, and each breath was a struggle. She was trapped in the past, a ghost haunting the ruins of her own life, unable to move forward, unable to imagine a future beyond the sorrow. The vibrant world around her seemed to mock her stillness, her inability to break free from the chains of her grief. Her heart felt like a hollow chamber, echoing with the ghosts of yesterday. One night, as Elara slept, her dreams were visited by a gentle presence. It wasn't a grand vision, but a soft, calming whisper that seemed to come from the very core of her being. The voice said, "From the ashes, the phoenix rises, not because it is unburned, but because it chooses to rise." The words were simple, yet they held a profound truth that resonated deep within her soul. It wasn't about avoiding the fire. It was about the conscious decision to not let the fire be the end of the story. When Elara awoke, the first rays of dawn were painting the sky with hues of soft pink and gold. The whisper from her dream echoed in her mind. Slowly, she knelt and gathered a small handful of ash from the ground, the same ash that had symbolized her pain for so long. As she held it in her palms, feeling its fine, gritty texture, a powerful realization washed over her. This ash wasn't just a symbol of her loss. It was proof. It was undeniable proof that she had endured the fire, that she had survived the inferno that took everything else. It was the mark of a survivor, not just a victim. With this newfound perspective, Elara walked with a purpose she hadn't felt in years. She made her way to the river that flowed gently at the edge of the village. Standing at the water's edge, she opened her hands and released the ash, watching as the current carried it away, particle by particle, until it disappeared into the flowing water. As the morning sun kissed the surface of the river, turning it into a shimmering path of light, Elara felt a warmth spread through her chest. It wasn't the scorching heat of the fire she had lost, but the gentle, life-affirming warmth of a new beginning. For the first time, in what felt like a lifetime, she wasn't looking back at the flames. She was looking forward toward the light. she began to understand that healing didn't mean pretending the fire never happened. It didn't mean erasing the memories or forgetting the pain. Healing, she learned, was about learning to dance in the light that the fire had left behind. It was about finding a new rhythm, a new way of being in the space that had been cleared. Every scar on her skin, which she once saw as a mark of damage, now became a beautiful map of her journey. Every ache in her heart, which once felt like a bottomless void, transformed into a well of empathy and resilience. These weren't signs of weakness. They were symbols of a strength she never knew she possessed. They were reminders of every battle she had fought, and every morning she had chosen to wake up and face another day. She started to see the beauty in her own survival, the intricate pattern of her resilience. One morning, as she watched the sun rise over the mountains, painting the world with fresh promise, she whispered to the dawn, her voice clear and steady, "I am not what I have lost. I am what I have become because of it." Her past was a part of her story, but it no longer defined her entire existence. The fire had forged her into someone new, someone tempered by loss, but not destroyed by it. She was a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. And that brings me to you. You, too, are a phoenix. Think of the fires you have walked through, the heartbreaks, the failures, the losses, the moments you thought you couldn't possibly go on. You have burned, you have fallen, and you have cried oceans of tears. But look at you now. You are still here. Your heart is still beating, a steady, powerful drum that signals your survival. And as long as that heart beats, you hold within you the infinite capacity to rise again and again and again. Remember this: the ashes are not your ending. They are not a tombstone marking where your life stopped. They are your beginning. They are the fertile ground from which your new life, your stronger self, can and will grow. The pain you have endured has carved out a depth within you, a space for more compassion, more wisdom, and more strength to take root. Embrace the journey of your own rebirth. Honor the fires that have shaped you, and then step out of the embers and into the light. Your story is far from over. A new chapter is waiting to be written. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more mindful stories. I would be deeply grateful to hear your own stories of resilience. Please share in the comments below. What have you risen from that made you stronger? Your story could be the light that helps someone else find their way out of the ashes. Thank you for being here.